I'm Chad Evan Collins, and this is the Marketing on Demand show. I set out to answer the million-dollar question. What is the biggest needle mover in your business, and what drives people to buy faster than anything else? Through selling over $30 million of my own products and services and setting 2 Guinness World Records for ticket sales along the way, I discovered how to move the needle consistently and quickly. If you're a marketer, e-commerce seller, entrepreneur, or founder, join me as I reveal my exact strategies and see what today's smartest business leaders are doing right now to explode their sales. Do you want to learn how to boost your sales using these methods? Text the word DEMAND to 90851. That's DEMAND to 90851. Now, here's the show. Hey, it's Chad Evan Collins here, your host of the Marketing on Demand show, where we feature top marketers, entrepreneurs, and brands about the strategies, tactics, and tools they're using right now to move the needle in their business. And right now, we've got the pleasure of chatting with Oliver Kenyon. And I want to tell you a little bit about Oliver real quick, and then we're going to bounce right into the questions I've got prepared. But Oliver is the co-founder of Landing Page Guys and is a fully qualified chef turned online entrepreneur. He founded several companies in the affiliate space, one of which was recently acquired by Neil Patel's investment firm and is the biggest affiliate marketing community online. Check it out at affiliatefix.com. Now, he's currently the co-founder of a landing page design agency called Landing Page Guys, helping clients skyrocket their conversions and increase sales. He also advises and consults for performance-based companies at oliverkenyon.com. Oliver, welcome to the Marketing on Demand show.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
So talk to me. Your primary business right now, Landing Page Guys. How do you help businesses?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. That's the company that we kind of co-founded about 7 years ago. And to put it in a nutshell, our kind of strap line is we help skyrocket your conversion rates. So it's very kind of cliche, but I always say this, like there must be, I would say, millions of website design and development agencies out there, like literally millions. Like you walk out in my town here, there's probably, a small little town, there's probably 10. You go to a bigger town like London, there's probably thousands, New York, there's millions. However, anyone can build a website that looks good and may function, but where we're different is we get real geeky and focus on that conversion rate and the conversion principles. So I'd love to go into some of them in detail, but hopefully we can touch on that in the interview. But we've been doing this, like I say, for 6-7 years. We have an extensive team. We work on between kind of 80 and 100 projects per month, mainly in the e-com space now. But again, whereas most people come to a design and development agency to make them a pretty looking website that functions, people come to us to basically build high converting direct response pages or funnels. I was
just going to say that. I mean, you really, it seems like have a focus on direct response. And
Absolutely.
So often there are product based companies that aren't necessarily thinking about direct response. They're thinking about, look how shiny my new mug is. And you're saying, okay, cool. Well, what words can we use to get people to take action on this?
Absolutely. I say it all the time. And it's, again, it sounds a bit salesy and I hate sounding salesy, but like I say to people, like you can spend, so let's say 95% of our clients work with paid media, right? So I say you can spend today $1,000 on Facebook traffic, send it to a website, and you can make $2,000 back. Pretty good, right? You're making $1,000 profit. You can send that exact same $1,000 worth of traffic the day after to a landing page or a conversion focused landing page and make $3,000 back. It's the exact same traffic, the same spend, but you're making double the money back. And that's the power of optimizing your landing pages or your funnels or your websites and such, and getting that far better return on your investment.
My question for you on this is, it must be difficult sometimes when there are brands that are romantic about the design that they have, right? They've invested other money, right, from a different agency to come up with their logo, their colors, the copy that's on the page, et cetera, right? They've already invested a lot. And now you come in and you're like, okay, that's great. Yeah, it looks wonderful. but it's not doing the thing you actually really need it to do, which is make a sale.
Yes.
How does that conversation usually go with a brand when they're pushing back?
It's definitely a conversation that comes up quite often, especially as we do tend to work with quite a lot of kind of you would say like higher ticket brands. For example, Unilever. We just finished working for Lotus. We've worked for Rob Lowe. We've worked for hundreds of different cosmetic beauty brands, big businesses. And you're absolutely right. They've spent hundreds, thousands, if not millions on kind of like these brand design agencies, and they come to us and like, we've got a strict style guide, we have messaging, we have colors, we have logos, we have this, and they almost try to micromanage everything that we do. And I feel like we now turn down more opportunities than we take, because we're quite picky with our clients, whereby if they do have such strict guidelines where they're not actually going to let us do our work, it looks bad on us. If you hire us to build out a funnel or a landing page, and we offer unlimited revisions, and you basically revise that page to be everything that you want it to be, not everything we suggest you have it like, and then you come back to us and complain and say it's not converting, that's on you, that's not on us. So if the second clients start doing that, or say that from the start, we kind of are like, maybe we're not a good fit here, because the people who get the best results out of utilizing us are people who basically say, here you go, here's everything. And of course, like you're absolutely right. Like it's kind of gone full circle. So I come from an affiliate background. Now, the affiliate space is very different traditionally. You know, there was a time whereby it didn't really, no one gave a shit like what your landing page looked like. It was all about kind of getting someone in on a free trial, getting them on a subscription model, rebilling their account. And like, it was just how many people can we get through this funnel, right? We don't care what it looks like. Then, you know, merchant IDs and mids and Facebook accounts and stuff became more compliant. People were shutting down accounts. You weren't getting mids. Everything was becoming more regulated, which is 100% the right thing to do, was happening, by the way. And those kind of fly-by-night businesses shut down instantly, which is, again, a good thing. And people then started putting more trust in the brand. It was more about the kind of building these brands. And now I think there's a balance. It's like, yes, we can still go direct response. We can still build out aggressive sales funnels. However, yes, we can stick to your kind of style guide, your colors, your brand, your feel, and it's not as spammy as it used to be. It's more about that kind of longevity. You might, you know, not move the needle as much, but you're all about the long game, and you're building up this asset that is then sellable, as opposed to like a fly-by-night offer that can just die overnight because the FTC gets regulates you and shuts you down. So we've seen it more and more so, and you're absolutely right. More people are going for that long-term play where it's kind of like branded, but still anyone can still focus on those conversion principles. And we have a process internally here at Landing Page Guys that we call like our conversion blueprint, right? So it's like basically a checklist, and our teams have to tick off these items before they deliver it to their clients. And our staff are kind of trained on spotting what these conversion principles are, and they'll go back and forth with our designers, developers, until those principles are ticked. Now, anyone can implement these principles, and I'd love to share a couple with you, but anyone can actually just take them and do it themselves. You don't have to come and hire us. Of course, if you want to save time and money and get real results, you can, but these are all kind of little things that you can do on your websites. That can really
I love it. So let's do this. Let's keep that loop open, because I definitely want to hear those conversion principles. But before I get there, just from chatting with you now, I could tell that you are a true bred entrepreneur. And what I want to know from you is, when did you know you were a true bred entrepreneur?
Great question. So as you said in your intro, I'm a fully qualified chef. So I don't think anyone ever wakes up in their whole lifetime. I don't think anyone's ever woken up and said, I want to run a landing page company. Like, I don't think that exists. Like, you don't go to school or college or university to learn what a landing page is. Okay. So ever since I was the age of 13, I was working in kitchens. I was a kind of part-time chef. And then I went off to college I didn't agree with the kind of education thing. So I dropped out of school, went off to college to do a chefing course, and became a full-time chef. Now, it wasn't until that was from age 13 to the age of 26. It wasn't until the age of 26 that I could actually make enough money to leave my chefing job, which, by the way, doesn't pay very well. And I'm sure there's lots of listeners who are kind of nodding their head who've worked in the kind of catering industry and stuff, to then go and do stuff online full-time. But I think from the age of like 15, when I made that first bit of money, I had that kind of rush and buzz. online, like that first bit of money where like no one's telling you how to make it. Like my parents didn't have a clue what I was doing. My friends didn't have a clue what I was doing. No one told me. I didn't go to school for this. I didn't go to uni for this. I didn't go to college for this. Like I taught myself this and made some money back. And I think that's when I first got that like entrepreneurial bug and was like, wow, this is cool. Like I never want to work for anyone again. Like I want to go and do my own kind of thing.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people even feel that way. I can remember making my first dollar online. And I think it was just like selling info products on eBay.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, and now how can I scale this? I remember that thought. I was like, all right, I just sold one of these. Can I sell 100 of these this week?
Exactly.
And how do I do that?
And it's mad, like just what evolves from, you know, you iterate and then you go to the next thing, you iterate, you fail, you win, you fail. Like, again, the only reason I now have a landing page company was because I literally fell into affiliate marketing, CPA marketing. I started the community that you've again talked about in your intro that sold to Neil Patel's investment firm. But like, I never ever pictured that to even make money, let alone sell to, you know, one of the greatest marketers of our generation, like online in the social space. And that was just because I started this community and forum to discuss how to do CPA marketing. And all of a sudden, loads of people started joining. It was through that loads of people saw my designer and then asked to utilize my designer on some landing pages. I then grew to learn how to build high converting landing pages. Like, it's just mad how it happens.
So, all right. So let's close this loop for some people that are hanging on the edge right now, saying, all right, what are these conversion principles and how can I implement them on my pages?
Sure. Okay, so I'm going to run through, and by the way, you are going to have to stop me, Chad, because I could just talk about this stuff for like days. You can probably tell I get hyped up about this sort of thing. So feel free to like interrupt me, stop me, but I'll run through like maybe 5. And as I run through these, guys, like anyone can implement these on any type of visual presence online. So whether that's a website, a funnel, a landing page, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're just listening to this or watching this interview and you're thinking, well, I don't even have a landing page, I'm not really sure what a funnel is, it doesn't matter. Implement these on your websites and you will see an increase in conversion rates. And again, it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're selling, e-com, whether you're doing lead generation, pre-sales, advertorials, multi-step pages, brochure websites, these tactics work on anything. So first and foremost, and this is one that a lot of people forget, but you need to put a huge importance on page speed. So that basically means how quickly your websites or landing pages are loading. Now, when it comes to paid media, this is even more important and is really, really important. And you can move the needle dramatically by increasing your page speed. The way you check your page speed is by going to tools.pingdom.com. That's probably the best tool available that's free. It's not readily available. If you go to pingdom.com, you won't be able to find it. You need to go to tools.pingdom.com.
And Pingdom is Pingdom?
Absolutely, yeah.
Tools.pingdom.com, okay.
Yep, you go over there, you input your website or your landing page URL, and it's basically going to run through a report of how quickly your landing page loads and then how you can optimize it. Now, again, a lot of people will get that report and think, you know, God, what do I do with this? Anyone can go to like a free freelancer site like Upwork or freelancer.com and just create a job for page speed optimization. And there's loads of people out there that will optimize your websites or landing pages for a couple $100. And trust me, it's worth it. Not only does it improve your search rankings, but it's also a major factor when it comes to paid media. If you're driving any sort of paid media, for every 1 second decrease in load time, you'll see like a 5 to 7% increase in conversion rates. So it's huge, especially when you're doing media at volume.
So where do we want to be? How fast does that page need to load?
It depends what you're integrated with. So let's say you're doing e-com. If you're using something like Shopify or WooCommerce, which is what most people do tend to use, there's always limitations because you might be built on a theme. You might be using plugins and add-ons, which all add up to a slower load speed. But what I would say is for the e-com side of things, if you can get around the 5 second or under, you're doing a good thing. Anyone can do this, by the way. Go to Google and just Google image compression tool. Pick a free image compression tool. Download all the images from your website and videos. Upload them to a compression tool, and then re-upload them to your website, and your website will load quicker. So that's like a really, really quick tip. Moving on to point 2. Now, I feel like this is possibly the most important one and the one that I love talking about the most, because we always get this question, like, how should my landing page or website be laid out? Like, where should the elements sit? And the biggest thing you can do, and I'm not going to do it justice on this video, I'll do the layout justice, but I won't do the kind of psychology behind it, is looking up and reading about the AIDA principle. So AIDA, it stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. And I'm going to explain it like this. So imagine you've got like an A4 piece of paper, okay? This is the best way I can explain it.
Yep.
Split that A4 piece of paper into 4 equal sections. So you've got half and then half again. This is how your website or landing page should be laid out as far as what goes through that user journey when they go down the page. Okay, I'm not saying that each section has to be an equal size. That's not right. But I'm just saying in order of layout. So that top section on the A4 piece of paper, we call it above the fold. It's basically like when you go to a website, what you land on
the first thing you see. If we're looking at a newspaper, it's basically the front page of the newspaper.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. So you type in a URL, you go to the website, it's what loads straight away, that above the fold, that top section of the A4 piece of paper. Now, what you want to do here is basically get people's attention. So that first AIDA, so attention stands for, A stands for attention. How do we get their attention? And again, I'm going to blast through this, but feel free to hopefully pause the video, take some notes. But getting attention comes from a clear value proposition. So that's normally done with like a headline and a sub-headline. So you want to get across in that headline exactly what you do and how you benefit the consumer. So what is the benefit to anyone coming to your website in that clear value proposition above the fold? Then we can add some nice bullet points. I hate seeing big blocks of text. It doesn't convert. So if you've got a paragraph of text above your landing page, and by the way, guys, if you're listening to this or watching this and thinking, oh shit, I have got a big block of text, that's the best position to be in, because if you change it, you'll see an uplift in your conversion rates. But taking that block of text and just changing it into like 5 or 3 bullet points that are hard hitting benefits is really good. You then want some social proof, and we'll touch on that a bit more in a minute. But what I mean by social proof is like a review or a testimonial above the fold. And then you want a very clear call to action. So what is the one thing you want people to do in order to get in touch with you, buy your product, learn more, whatever that may be? You want that clear call to action above the fold. So that's the attention bit above the fold.
So this is interesting. Are you saying that we should have a testimonial above the fold?
100%.
Wow.
100%. You're leaving money on the table if you haven't.
Yeah, I think there's so many, I mean, myself included, that tend to put the testimonials toward the bottom. What is true, but I'll touch on social proof in a second, but 100%, and I'll get onto that. But yes. I love that. So in addition to a testimonial for social proof, I often see like as featured on, which is like, publications or TV shows. That's all part of the social proof.
Absolutely. That's more trust proof, but yeah, trust and social proof. Yeah, 100%.
Yep. All right, cool.
We'll go into detail of that shortly, if that's cool.
All right, let's keep going.
So you're absolutely right. So attention above the fold. Now we're going down to that second fold in the A4 piece of paper, the second section of your website or landing page. Now, again, don't worry, sections don't have to be the same size or anything. It's just the user psychology as they scroll down their page. This is how it should be laid out. Section 2 is the I, and it stands for interest. So this whole section is all about piquing people's interest. Okay, so it's getting people interested in your product, your service, your software, whatever you're selling, whatever you're doing. How do we do that? Well, we like to do it normally. The section below the fold is like, what am I offering and how easy it is to get? And then how does it benefit someone? So we normally do it with like a 1, 2, 3 step thing. So it's like, let's take, for example, this amazing podcast, this amazing show, okay? Marketing on demand. What you're offering is readily useful content. How do you get it? Well, you just download it straight from YouTube, and then what's the benefit? You implement these tactics in your business, and you're skyrocketing your income. So it's like 1, 2, 3. So it's like get incredible business tips. I mean, I'm bigging myself up a little bit here, but incredible business tips in 3 simple steps. 1, download the podcast here. 2, get free information from industry experts, and 3, implement them yourself and skyrocket your business success. That's like the second section. You're piquing my interest. Now, below this, in the interest section, we can then go into kind of more benefit and driven led features. So we can be like, shiny object number 1, 2, 3, it does this, it does that, I do this for you, it does that. So that's kind of where we go below that in that interest section, but we're still piquing people's interest about the products. It's basically more information in that section.
Would you also put a video in this section too?
Yes, if you can. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Videos are really good. So yeah, like a kind of like a walkthrough of your product or whatever that may be.
Yeah, or a sizzle reel or something like that.
Absolutely. But I would always do that 1, 2, 3 section first and then do that video.
Got it.
Section 3 of that fold stands for is D. So remember AIDA, AIDA is desire. Now, this is where Chad was 100% correct. You normally have those testimonials a bit lower down the fold. There you go. That's the desire stands for we want to make other people desire what people already have. So testimonials, social proof, case studies, reviews, videos. When it comes to testimonials, and again, we'll touch on this, but like the more authentic, the better. People think they have to have like professionally shot videos, studio shot pictures. Like it's bullshit. Like the more authentic and organic these videos are, the better they're going to convert. So like just get people to take selfies on their phone, videos on the phone, like they convert way, way better. So that desire section is all about that social proof.
Yeah. And what we've done for our live event businesses is we've taken, people have come to our events, they've posted on Instagram, which is the user generated content is the best like type of testimony you get. So they know the hashtag to use, they use the hashtag. We then go in and just screenshot that and then boom, now it's up there as a testimonial.
Now I'm very glad that you said screenshot. Because the worst thing that we see all the time in this section is when people embed Instagram or Facebook comments or review plugins. Review plugins will slow your site down. But B, the second you start embedding content from Instagram and Facebook, it's the second you're going to lose your click because people just click that link. They'll be on Instagram. 20 minutes later, they're looking at pictures of the next door neighbor's
100%.
and you've just lost that click, right?
100%. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why, right. We use an image. If it links anywhere, it's to just the next place in our funnel.
Your call to action. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We control their navigation.
Absolutely. Sure. So yeah, you get it. Perfect. And then that last fold of the piece of paper, the AIDA principle is action. What is the one clearest call to action that people can take to go to that next step? Don't confuse them. Don't have like a learn more with a call now, with a watch this video, with a get in touch, with a start my free trial. Like don't, just keep it simple. One clear call to action all the way through the landing page. And then at the bottom, that very, very big clear call to action at the bottom. So AIDA principle is super, super important. I'm going to touch briefly at point 3 on that social proof. And especially as you just kind of brought it up, you're 100% right that you should have it in that desire section. That's really, really crucial. But as I mentioned above the fold, you should have a review. So everyone on their website needs a testimonial or review above the fold. Now, the best way to do this, and I'm not just plugging our website, but if you have a look at landingpageguys.com, you'll see, because I'm going to point because it's behind me. You see these 5 green stars?
Yeah, we see them.
This is a really clever way to do it above the fold. So you have 5 green stars and you have like a bit of text next to it that says something like, so again, I'm going to use your podcast as an example just because it's relative. So it would have like 5 green stars and it would say something like, rated 4.9 out of 5 by 1,000 plus happy listeners. Something like that is perfect above the fold. Then below that, we can have like a testimonial with a selfie or someone taking a selfie or something like that that says, I implemented Oliver Kenyon. I'm going to throw myself up here. I implemented Oliver Kenyon's conversion AIDA principle and uplifted my conversion rates by 50%. What an amazing podcast, right? So that kind of thing. So if you've got that above the fold, social proof works. And then most importantly, obviously have that desire section in the AIDA principle as well, where you just touched on your screen grabbing Instagram. Amazing. That's perfect example of a great form of social proof. So social proof is crucial.
I really hope people are taking notes, paying attention. And if not, like go back and re-listen to this. This has been, you're just dropping some major value here, Oliver. I thank you on behalf of everyone in the audience.
Of course.
I want to talk to you about something personal now. Sure. So if anyone visits oliverkenyon.com, you'll notice on his page, there is an item, a section of bucket list items. And what I want to know from you is why why did you decide to make that information public? Because I think a lot of us, we always talk about our bucket lists, right? You took it to the next step. You actually, not only did you write it out, your own bucket list, but you made it public. And now we can follow along and see which ones you check off along the way.
Absolutely.
Why was that important to you?
First and foremost, accountability. You put pressure on yourself to do something. Like I'm all about that, and I think we'll maybe touch on some of the business stuff that we do here that kind of has really helped with that accountability. But like I am updating my website. It does need a big update, so if you go there, it's a bit outdated. And I have done quite a few of the things on the bucket list. I just need to tick them off. But it was all about that accountability. Like I got to the last time I updated this website, I'm 33. I always have to think about this. I'm 33 this month, end of this month, and I got to the age of 30, and that was the age just before my 30th birthday. I sold Affiliate Fix to Neil Patel's investment firm, and that was a good sum of money, like an amazing sum of money for my age and my background. And I wanted to like almost attach something that was more intrinsic than like materialistic things, right? Like it wasn't just about objects. It wasn't about going out and getting like an amazing car or flash watches and clothes. Like it was like experiences. To me, like the biggest thing in my life that I enjoy more than anything are experiences, and that revolves around food and drink. I love more than anything. Me and my wife love food and drink, and I wanted to kind of almost make myself accountable to doing the things that I really wanted to do in life now that I have the opportunity and no excuse to do it. So by putting that out there and kind of keeping people updated, there was almost like a pressure. Like I don't even care if one person a year reads my blog, right? Like it was out there in the ether. Like it's the same as like saying, I'm going to sell my company for 10 million. Like, and if I announce that on social media, I'm then accountable to that. I have a goal to go and achieve it. So it's really powerful for me.
Yeah. I think that should inspire many of us. And if you don't want to make your bucket list public, at least have one privately.
I think it's important.
I can tell you firsthand, we have a bucket list. I know my daughter, she's really into it. She has it on her phone. She just has like a notepad on her phone, notes where she just keeps adding stuff to it. And as we do some cool stuff, then she'll cross it off. So, and she's 15. So she's starting it at 15. Anyone listening could go easily. You don't have to make it public and watch people check it off, but just create a little note on your phone and just make a list of all the things and then look at it. That's going to inspire you, right? If you're really stuck, just go read that bucket list. How am I going to accomplish all these things?
Yeah.
And that'll motivate you to implement a lot of the stuff that we've talked about today.
And I know it sounds cliche, but like the most powerful thing you can do is like just doing it. Like doing one of the things on there, like because you kind of put it out there and it's there, it is like a really cool feeling. Because I think a lot of people like have goals and like they have a bucket list and they'll like sit on it and they'll discuss it with their mates every year and be like, yeah, I really want to do that. But like just going and doing it, there's nothing, no better feeling. It's cool.
I couldn't agree with you more on that. I want to talk about this process that you went through with affiliates. And building that community, which was so important, because it sounds to me, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but it sounds to me like you came at it from a space of, I just want to do this. It feels right. I want to build this community. And then from that, all of these other opportunities opened up.
Massive,
Why did you choose that community?
Okay, so my passion, I would say, in kind of business is building communities and groups. I've always done it from a kind of young age. I found like I always attribute my kind of career online to hip hop, which is really weird. But like when I first came online, like it was the days of like 8 Mile and Eminem, and I was obsessed with hip hop. And I used to love all the rap battles. And I found that the kind of community side of things through rapbattles.com, which back then was huge. It was like all about these kind of text battles and audio battles between different hip hop people. And there was different sites. There was like Rap Battles, Rap Music, Rap Nation, all these different sites. And they used to like battle each other. And it was like, it used to fascinate me. So I thought this was like my first kind of like entrepreneurial, like bing. I thought, I tell you what I'm going to do is create a community, a middle ground where the different forums can then battle in a kind of mutual arena. So I always remember this. I sat down with my father and my grandfather, who was alive at the time. I must have been about 15. I didn't have any money. And I said, I did the whole kind of Shark Tank, right? Dragon's Den kind of pitched to them. And I said, I want 140 quid for a V-Bulletin license, a domain and hosting for a year. And you can have 40% of my company. And I won the pitch. They gave me the money. And my dad still reminds me every single week now that I'm 32 that he owns 40% of my company. But I don't think it works like that, Dad. But yeah, I started this hip hop forum, and then I just got obsessed with like forums. I loved creating forums. So the next one I did like a webmaster forum, because I always did it around like my passion. So I had a passion then for creating websites because I just created this website. So let's start a webmaster forum. Next up, on the webmaster forum, I met this guy from Wales who was into cost per action marketing, CPA marketing, which is a form of affiliate marketing. And we started making that was the first time I actually made a little bit of money online. But we started making a tiny bit of money online. Meanwhile, I opened up a site called manlystuff.com because I was obsessed with like, cars and football and girls and stuff. I'm like a 16, 17-year-old lad. So I had this forum for that. And then this CPA forum was born because I became obsessed with making money online and thought there's no solid place. Like back in the day, you had like Wicked Fire, Warrior Forum, Digital Point, like all these old school forums, which were cool, but like they were very shut down, right? No one shared anything. No one wanted to give any secrets. You always got trolled if you were a newbie. Like I just couldn't be doing it. So I was like, I'll just start my own forum for like me and say 10 people to discuss CPA marketing. Now, all of a sudden, all these people started referring other people. And within like 2 months, we had like 400 members. I was like, what? I never even thought this could be anything, like let alone like have 400 members. And then a very close friend of mine now and kind of old mentor of mine approached me about advertising on the forum. He had an affiliate network. And I was like, I can make money from this? This is like nuts. Like he was like, I'll give you $400 to like for a month's worth of advertising. I was like, shit, this is like half what I'm making as a chef, as a full-time chef. So it was just crazy. And I just funneled all the money back into it when I saw kind of people joining and what it could be. And yeah, we grew it to, I think when we sold it was 120,000 members, and yeah, the biggest free affiliate community online, which was really cool.
Wow. What was that process like when you started to get interest, or how did that work? Did someone show interest and say, hey guys, maybe we could take this off your hands, or were you ready to sell it at a certain point?
Again, I think I was still naive to even like selling it. I didn't know how that worked. Until you've been through it, you don't really know how that process works. And like, even when I sold it, to me, it was like the biggest sell in the world, right? But like it's pennies compared to like these unicorns and big companies and people doing stuff online. But like someone, basically two companies, funny enough, like out of the blue, 2 companies in the space of a month approached me and were asking if I was open to an acquisition. Now, I have a very close friend and mentor, a guy called Adam Turin. You might have heard from, he runs Kidpreneurs. He founded youngentrepreneur.com, the Turin brothers, really good friend of mine and mentor of mine. And he actually bought one of my other forums. Again, shocked I had another forum. This was called Entrepreneur Fix. And he bought that, and I was introduced to him because he was impressed with what I did. And I said, look, I've had these 2 guys approach me, like, can I have your advice? And he said, well, yeah, 100%. Like if you think the time is right and they offer enough money, like there's a price for everything. And I leaned on him a lot. He actually then bought on a third interested party who turned out to be the buyers, which was, Neil's investment company. And yeah, it's a weird process. Due diligence is a bitch. Like it takes a long time, and they pretty much want to see you naked and see everything about your company. But I learned a lot, and the sale went through, and it worked out great for all parties. So yeah, it was brilliant.
So now, where you're running landing page guys, are you thinking about it with an exit in mind, or are you just thinking, you know what, I just want to keep acquiring clients, I want to keep providing value, and when the timing seems to be right for an exit, it will come?
The latter, what you just said, basically. It's very different with an agency compared to, I don't even know what you would call Affiliate Fix as a forum, but like, a software is very different to an agency, or multiples are different. It's just a completely different conversation. We have an amazing team here at Landing Page Guys. We're very fortunate. And we started aggressively growing that team 18 months ago. And we've literally gone from like 1 person full-time here in the UK to now there's 11 of us in like a year. And we have now 30 people externally, which is mad. And we have really cool people in place and where we're trying to go is to be in a position where me and Andy, my co-founder, don't have to be involved 100% of the time, 100% every day. We have the right people in place in the different departments and across the company to scale with us basically. And that's the kind of plan we always like. I'm a huge believer in, it's my opinion, but I believe everyone should have a side project. Like, we encourage our staff to have side projects and interests outside of work because it's healthy. So like, as long as I always have this other side project that I can work on, that kind of I do late at night or first thing in the morning, or I'm very good at delegating. That's what I can do these days. I delegate to other people. I'm now I'm fully committed to landing page guys, but I always have that little side project, and we've got a few little cool things going on, and that's what kind of keeps the spark and the kind of excitement. But this stuff excites me tremendously, and we've got some really big plans ahead of us.
Yeah, talk to me about client acquisition, because you've worked with some industry titans, especially in the internet marketing space. I see Tim Bird, Mike Dillard, and the list goes on. What's it like landing one of those clients, and then what does that do for you as you approach the next client that might want to come on?
Yeah, so Tim, going back to the affiliate fix story, Tim was that guy, the one who bought the first banner. He was my first kind of mentor figure online, and now it's just a really good friend. We co-host a mastermind in London every year with Tim, and he's a great friend. But he was actually our first ever client on Landing Page Guys. So it's mad. Like, Tim's been a big part of our journey away and with Landing Page Guys. So we attribute a lot of our success to him in the early days, 100%. Someone like Mike, or even on the flip side, a huge brand like Lotus Biscuits or Slim Fast, or Rob Lowe, or all these other companies that we work for. Like, I guess it gives you a bit of leverage, and it's that we just touched on it, right? In the conversion principles, we talked about social proof and trust proof. Like, you go to our site, and you said it, like, that brands featured in, or brands you've worked with, or whatever, straight underneath our attention section is that brands we've worked with. Yep. In our desire section, we feature Tim's review. We feature Mike Dillard's review. We say we've worked for the following, or work constantly with the following. And what it does is it just basically eases people's mindset when they see that you're working with someone that they aspire to be, or respect, or have seen in the industry. The conversion rates basically go up. So it definitely helps. But then again, we've worked with people who remain nameless, who are making Tim Bird and other people look tiny, who just who prefer to remain nameless. So it's funny how it works, but it's all good.
So for you, I mean, this is the Marketing on Demand show, and
yes.
And I think people are coming here and they're listening and they're like, all right, what's one takeaway I can have that's really going to be a needle mover in my business? And I'm interested to hear what a big needle mover has been in your business, to help someone out that might be listening and say, all right, cool. Like, if there's one thing I could take away that's going to make a big change for me right now, it would be this.
Yeah. Okay. So the one takeaway is optimize your website and landing pages. But the one business takeaway that has literally 3x, 4x our business internally here in the last kind of year to 2 years. One is people. Like, we have an awesome team, and a team was very important because it allowed me and Andy to get outside of the business and look from within. And you're always a bit nervous kind of hiring those first people because you think, can we afford it? Like, what's it going to be like? But it's the second you do it, it becomes addictive, and you'll grow and scale. But the biggest takeaway I can offer you is we implemented sprints. So again, I don't know if you or your listeners know too much about what kind of a sprint is, but what we do here at Landing Page Guys is we do 8-week sprints. So we break every sprint into 8 weeks, and we set each department a goal for those 8 weeks. So, for example, the sales team, it's going to be sales closed. For the project and account team, it's amount of projects closed and handed off to clients. The operations team might be X amount of SOPs created, and we set the marketing team is, how many people can we get on our newsletter, that kind of thing. And we set these sprint targets at the beginning of the 8 weeks. We have a dashboard that everyone can log in to see their sprint targets. And then everything is automated from like Google Sheets and Zapier and for such. And we put a bit of money into this, and I advise anyone to do the same because it's great to visually see it. And then what we do beyond their salaries, beyond anything else they get, is we offer our staff basically what we call like an incentive. So at the beginning of every 8 weeks, we say to them, what incentive do you want? And it might be something like this incentive just gone, for example, we did a private chef. So if you hit your targets, you get a private chef to come to your house for you and your partner and cook you a 3-course meal. Now, obviously with COVID, that was a bit difficult. So instead we offered them a voucher for the same monetary value at their favorite restaurant, or a Deliveroo or Uber Eats kind of voucher of the same equivalent. We've done it with cash. We've done it with a night out where we took them out for a private chef in a restaurant with drinks and stuff, like all these kind of different things. We come up with different things every single month. We did like an alcohol drop once, where it's like a couple $100 worth of alcohol dropped on your doorstep, of your favorite drink. If you don't drink, we offered them, clothing vouchers or whatever. But it's aside from the normal kind of salary and stuff. And it's just something like quirky that you can work towards every single day and really push the needle each time and incentivize everyone. And it's cool. We've got this like internal Slack channel. Every time a sale is made, it automated in there. Everyone's like bigging everyone up, bang, closer to our incentive goal. Every time they close a project, they drop something in and say, I've just closed this project, really happy client. And everyone's like, boom, like great work. That's amazing. Like we're closer to our sprint. And it just really, really kind of refreshes the normal day-to-day of your work. And everyone's just buzzing to get these sprints. And it just means that we can set the bar higher. We can hire more, we can scale more, and we can achieve more, which is cool.
Yeah, these company culture tips that you just laid down are so strong. All right, I've got three quick questions for you.
Okay.
One, who is one person that inspires you?
Okay, so I would love to answer this quickly, but I'm not someone who kind of looks up to famous kind of Richard Bransons and stuff. So I'm not going to give you that answer. I'm going to give you an answer of people like Tim Bird, Adam Torren, the guys, the mentors who have been there and done it on my level and have helped me, and they inspire me to help others. So guys like that, 100%.
Name a cool tool or app or extension that you're using right now.
Slack internally for our teams. So we break everything down into department, and then we have a general chat. And like I say, all these incentives get fired in as well with the sprints, and it's just really, really good.
Yeah, Slack is amazing. Name a book or podcast you love and why.
The Marketing on Demand show, because it's awesome.
Boom. Oliver, thanks so much, man. Hey, thanks a lot for coming on the Marketing on Demand show.
Of course.
This is one of those episodes where it is definitely a re-listen, especially when you went through the AIDA principles for what makes a great landing page. Thanks so much for coming on, taking time out of your day to.
Absolutely. It's been great fun. I really appreciate it. I love the show, and thank you for having me.
Got it. Hey, real quick, if you enjoyed this episode, please let me know by rating this podcast and leaving me an honest review. If you found this episode useful for your business, take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram at chadcollins.me and use hashtag marketingondemand. That way, I'll be able to see it and repost it. I also created a guide of the top 40 ways people are using marketing on demand strategies and tactics in their businesses. And I want you to have it for free. Just text GUIDE, GUIDE, to 90851, and I'll get it right over to you on demand. Until next time, I'm Chad Evan Collins, and this has been the Marketing on Demand Show.